Welcome to the third episode of Your Time on the Run, the Hudson Series 8 podcast from Reality TV Warriors. My name is Michael Hamstone, and joining me as always is my fellow Brit who is often caught carrying 10 bottles of wine, Anthony Williams.
Hello.
And the lady whose metadata weirdly reveals a lot of visits to the middle of nowhere and pictures of 10-foot pits, Michelle Pierce-Donovan.
What? Bizarre. Hi.
Hi. I'm still continuing with the Eviliac jokes.
It's good.
Have we had good weeks? Pretending we're not like 3 days since we recorded this last?
Yeah, it's been fun. I went to watch Jason Manford on Friday night. It was
You did?
nice
Colin's
having a
brother?
night off. Yeah, Colin's brother. Yeah, apparently he does comedy. Who knew?
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah, it was very good actually. Co-op Live is a great arena.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain to get to, though.
Well, I suppose it depends. It's actually all right for me because it's my side of Manchester.
Ah, right, yeah.
So it's not too bad. It's just as you start to get into the city, isn't it? So,
Yeah, because for years and years and years, I worked less than a mile from there.
yeah. No, and it's good. And actually, once you get there, it's super well organised. Probably the best I've ever been. So there we go. Yeah, it was very good. And then we went to the after party and had a little catch up. And Tom got a photo with Jason, so that was all cool.
Nice. I have pedalled around the velodrome opposite the Co-op Live.
Ah.
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
Have you had a good week, Michelle?
Yeah, relatively. Yeah, my school had its art show. Yeah, we've just got something on every week. And we've got a sports day next week, but it's only my class. And the sports teacher is not organized. Sorry, guys, but it's a man. And we haven't had one dry run through, and they're 4 or 5 years old. They need run throughs. So I'm like, I'm packing it, like, seriously.
How long have you got left before the break?
It's on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So when I do this next podcast, depending on if I can talk or not, because I've been screaming so much, will depend on if he's done anything.
You're going to go full teacher voice on him.
Full teacher.
You're not angry, you're just disappointed in him.
Just so disappointed.
So the big hunting news is it's 8 episodes. Yay!
Which weirdly does make a little bit of sense.
It does. And I'd been having this discussion on Discord for the last week, being like, no, I'm pretty sure it's still 6. I'm pretty sure I saw it was 6. And then, yeah, the listings came out for episode 7 and 8, and I'm like, oh no, here we go. I've got to eat a bit of humble pie anyway for being wrong. But also, that makes my life way, way harder.
It does, and I get that, and it means we have to change the schedule, but it makes the series make a hell of a lot more sense. Can you imagine if it was a 6-episode one? We've just finished episode 3. There are people we have no idea about.
Yeah, but we definitely meet Sean and Marie next week, because they are very briefly in the next time trailer.
Yeah.
And I only know that because Sean is very, very from Bristol. And also, on the complete confusion over the timeline of this series, I'm pretty sure that they are lying to us and that the departure date we saw for Andrew and Robin was not the 25th of May, really.
Yeah, I agree. If we can have an episode title suggestion this week, can we call it Date Stamp Shenanigans?
Yes, we can. That makes my life a lot easier. Because I spent a lot of time this episode pausing, rewinding, trying to get dates and times off any screen we saw.
Yeah. There's a particular sequence I did that. I'm hoping we've come up with the same conclusion.
Yeah. Put it this way. The editors are messing with me now because they have started blurring them.
And also including them for no good reason. Just I swear they're trolling us.
Yeah.
There was a sequence where in very quick succession there were 2 date stamps and they make no sense.
They are actively fucking with me now. And I was outraged last night when I was watching this episode because I'm like, this is not on. This is appropriately for Andrew and Robin, not cricket.
No.
You are messing with me now. It's not fair. And I know from the fact that Andrew, hello Andrew, has followed us on Twitter, he sent a tweet during the hunt, and it doesn't make any sense with the departure date of the 25th of May. So it was wrong.
Mm.
Anyway, I'll save that rant because it's coming. Previously, the remaining 13 fugitives remained at large, spread out throughout the UK. After losing his brother-in-law Warren to the hunters, Shaq found help from locals in Canterbury and taunted them at a car show. However, his need for supplies led him back towards home, allowing the hunters to be hot on his trail. Engaged couple Cameron and Simran tried to use their best friend's moment of contact for heading rural in the Peak Districts, which backfired as HQ found texts asking if she could be used as a contact, and as they relaxed at a holiday park, undercover hunters captured them, making them the next people whose time on the run was over. Also on the subject of messing with me, the next time trailer that we saw for this episode featured scenes from next episode.
Yeah.
Which, again, not fair. So we start, as we seem to every episode now, with Shaq, and Aisha's partner Damon has a customer in the shop who can help Shaq escape. As hunters clear the shop, he escapes in the car, and Damon plays dumb about it. And it is late yet again, as the clock in Damon's shop is nearly 8 p.m. It's about 10 to 8.
Yeah. I noticed you said we're starting like we often do with Shaq. Do we think that's telling us something now?
Well, now we know it's 8 episodes.
Hmm.
I don't think it's really possible for Shaq to get that much content and still escape at the end. He's probably going to have another episode or two. I mean, we know he makes it to Birmingham at least because he has a disguise. But if they give him so much content in all 8 episodes, that is very atypical for this show.
It is, but there's a lot of positive content.
There is. I just don't get the vibe that he gets to the end. I don't know why.
I know what you mean, but they completely fooled us with other people this series. So I'm keeping a very open mind, and I'm really happy about that. I like it that already we're 3 episodes in and completely wrong. So loving that.
And I'll also say, when I said that I knew who went home in episode 4 last week, I actually knew who went home this episode because I knew it was Emma and Jenni.
Nah.
Which means I can actually do predictions in this episode. Fun times. So Dionne and Saffron were spotted on CCTV at Majestic Wines in Canterbury. They're carrying tents and 10 bottles of wine, so they must be going off grid.
10. That's crazy.
Well, it depends how early in the hunt it was.
It does. And I like their priorities.
Yeah. Maybe they just got an everyday offer on their card. That's all I'm saying. They got 10% back at Majestics and thought, yeah, we'll take advantage. But I just love the fact that if they do have like 50 quid on their card or whatever, that is all they are buying.
Oh, yeah.
That's their entire budget for the entire series. Spent on wine.
Yes.
They are in Arlington camping, and Saffron says she's faster without shoes.
I love this little bit with that aerodynamic jacket.
Sean and Marie might be chaotic. HQ don't know if they're smart or not.
Yeah, what does that mean? It's difficult to pinpoint if they are smart.
Because they've not
what are
seen
they
any of them
doing?
like we haven't.
I'd like to know what their checklist is when they're looking on their social media. Are they smart or not?
I love that we know absolutely nothing, but we get are they smart? Cut to on a fairground wearing a silly wig.
Yeah, silly wig seems to be their thing because they were wearing a silly wig on the train as well. That's the only other time we've seen them.
And they're laughing. I mean, I smile because they're laughing because they're going around so fast and the wigs are coming off. And like, I loved how the hunters started off with this like montage of all the people where they don't know exactly where they are, but they've just seen one little snippet. They know one little thing, and then they've got the camera of obviously their cameraman of the sent in. But I love how they don't know where anybody is.
And them on the fairground ride is probably going to be the banner, just to warn you now. Because it was the best shot of the episode.
I strongly suspect we're not going to get much more of them anyway, so at least they get featured.
Yeah. Steve and Chris have been ghosts in Stansted. Their wives are friends too, and they are challenging adversaries for the hunters. And they are at Mamtor, admiring the view. Well, one of them is.
Yeah, I love this. Why are you going there? It's just a massive big hill in the middle of Derbyshire. What's the purpose of this visit?
Presumably because it's a massive hill in the middle of Derbyshire where there are no cameras. There are far worse places in the UK to be than Mamtor. Like, oh, I don't know, Croydon.
Stansted Airport.
Andrew and Robin have very little intel as well. Their whole network is in Dorset. It's all community, farming, and the West Country. However, I strongly suspect those guys are not going to use their network as much as, say, oh, I don't know, Warren and Shaq.
I get good vibes from these guys.
And they are playing cricket in a field in Winchester. and lose their cricket ball. Again, they're just getting peppered through these episodes. They're getting little positive character scenes. I think they're strong contenders.
I think they are, and they've got a brilliant backstory as well. So yeah,
And very topical backstory at the moment with the farming.
Hmm.
Emma and Jenny have a big support network in the form of their families. Emma might miss her 6-month-old, and they've got lots of emotional ties that can be exploited. And
It's
Team
been
Bravo.
2 days. 2 days.
We'll get
2
to that,
days.
Michelle.
Yeah, in this clip, it's been 2 days.
Yeah, Team Bravo are
And-
sent to talk
Oh,
to
wait.
Emma's husband, Callum. The next bit is when she starts crying over Freddie. You can go in on her then, Michelle.
Jesus.
But make sure you do it PDQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I was about to say, PDQ, and someone else asked what it meant. Like, did he make that up, or is that a general
No, that's the
saying?
thing.
It's a genuine thing.
Yeah.
I was genuinely shocked she'd never heard of doing something PDQ.
I've never heard of it either, so I wrote it down.
So they're camping?
And no, but listen, whose husband said he thought they would have rung by now when the hunters went to visit? It was in the same scene, the
That was
second
Callum.
scene after
That was
this.
Callum, yeah.
Yeah, like why would they have rung in 2 days? Well, now this is the timeline. This is why I'm wondering if this is correct, because they had her saying it's been 2 days, and then they had him on saying I thought she would have rung by now, but it's only 2 days. So do you think that's right when they actually interviewed him?
So, we know from speaking to fugitives, and I think Rob said this, that they get sequestered for a little while beforehand.
Right. Okay.
I think Rob said it was about 3 or 4 days beforehand, and then they were driven to the dispersal point.
Yeah.
So realistically, if it's been 2 days, it's probably been about a week since you've seen Freddie, really.
Right. Okay.
But only 2 days on the hunt.
Yeah.
But also, there's nothing to tell us that those two sequences are in any way related.
Very
The
true.
Exactly.
2 day clip could have been one thing. A visit to Callum could have been a week later. We have no
Yeah.
idea on this episode.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
I will give her a little bit of credit for that, only because if it's 2 days of the hunt, she probably has been away from Freddie for about a week, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're camping. Emma misses Freddie. She starts crying. Jenny says she's not very sensitive, whereas Emma is, and she'll have to be Emma's support network on the run. And then, just to annoy her sister, she uses her toothbrush and lies about it.
I love this. Her toothbrush better than mine, so I'm just going to use it.
And Jenny says she's out of her comfort zone. She's a 2-shower, clean clothes kind of girl.
Well, you've made a good choice of which show to go on then, haven't you?
But she did say she's only doing it because Emma wanted to.
Should have gone on Pointless, guys.
Should have gone on Bake Off, as Andrew said. Emma's mother and father-in-law are driving from Harrogate to Scotland the next day, and they want to get a message to them. And Mel and Veronica interrogate Callum, and the in-laws reveal their journey back on Tuesday. Now, again, these scenes were not the same day, because the in-laws would have said tomorrow.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, you don't go, Tuesday, if today is Monday.
Yeah, they're going beyond monkeying with the timeline, I think, this series. They're actively trying to troll us. And I think us specifically, because I don't think any other podcast for this show analyzes the timeline like we do. So I do think there is some sort of decree from high up in Shine Television of, let's just mess with those guys. Let's confuse them.
And yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to dates later, but that's just triggered. There's another date anomaly that I've just spotted.
So Ray puts the family on monitoring, expecting Freddie to be the weak link. And they are now in Northumberland getting a lift with new associate Lizzie. They want to meet Emma's in-laws and send a WhatsApp using Lizzie's phone via a family friend. Very good tactic.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially as, most importantly, HQ cannot replicate WhatsApp properly.
Yeah, all good. We've got a separation as well. Excellent. Good work.
And they stop at a cash machine as they're low on cash, and HQ get the ping and are confused as to where Emma is and why Jenny's looking so disheveled and whether they've got a getaway car.
Question.
Answer.
So, it's actually not a question, it's a comment. You know, she said, oh, well, I hope there's no CCTV around here. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You're going to get pinged anyway. They're going to know where you are. And she walked fair way from the car anyway. Like,
Yeah.
does it matter?
It does, because HQ only get the CCTV of the cash machine. So they only get confirmation of who it was and where it was.
Yeah.
If they're in the middle of nowhere in Northumberland, as Wooler seems to be, they can't work out an onward journey from there. If they
No.
get loads of CCTV down the
Yeah.
high street,
Yeah.
they can work out the getaway car, they can work out the
Yeah,
direction
yeah.
of travel. Whereas if they just have a lone, isolated ping at that cash machine, they can't really do anything with it other than know roughly where they were at that time.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. It's nothing that Emma and Jenny have done here so far is stupid.
No, it's all good. And,
Oh,
and I don't
no,
even know.
no.
I don't even know why the hunters are going. Oh, where's Emma? Well, going to a cash machine is not really a two-person job, is it? So
Yeah.
why would they both be there?
I think that was probably because you can rule out that they're on foot if Jenny's doing it alone.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because if they're on foot, they'll probably go together because she'll probably be in the background of the shot or whatever. Whereas if it's just one of them, they've probably got some sort of getaway vehicle, if not a car.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing they've done so far is that stupid, I would say.
Nope.
And we're not just saying that because, Ant used to work with her. And we're trying to keep her on side here.
Well, she's not replied to any of my messages. So.
That's other than we can be mean.
And we're not going to be talking about her again, so...
Unleash Michelle. Michelle, you can be mean about her now.
It's fine.
Emperor Doug has been gathering intelligence on their network and maps the route back to Scotland, spotting that Wooler is on the second fastest route home. And then, whilst they're dealing with Emma and Jenny, Giles continues the investigation on Shaq and gets CCTV of him going into the blue Mercedes, and it stops at Oakwood, North London. He's looking for a lift to Luton to meet up with an associate, and he manages to find some help from some lads at a restaurant. He says he wanted to go on the run to see what it's like to go on the run, and he watched the Bill, NCIS, and CSI Miami growing up, and wants to use the tactics from those shows to help him evade capture. Analysts then interrogate Shaq and Warren's devices to find out potential contacts and map the network, and the only non-London link is Simba, who lives in Luton.
But do you think watching those shows would give you an idea?
Probably not, because they're incredibly fictional.
Yeah. I didn't watch them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think any of those shows would help, to be honest, because none of them are really about evading capture. They're all quite open and shut, crimes get solved cases. This should kind of be more manuals for the hunters, I would say, than fugitives.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So HQ decides to get ahead of Shaq, and Team Echo are sent to Simba. And Shaq arrives at Simba's house, where he plans to hide out. Dangerous.
Yeah. It would look good to Shaq, I think. It feels like it's almost separate enough, but not quite.
The other bit of this is it goes back to something I said in episode 1. But make some contacts outside of London.
Yeah.
You have one whole contact who you trust enough outside of London, and that's in Hertfordshire. That is a stone's throw away.
It's not good. It's not good.
It's like a 40-minute train from the centre of London. At that.
Yeah. I mean, if the furthest he's going to go is Luton, he's going to be in trouble, isn't he?
Yeah. Make some contacts at least outside of the M25.
He's landed at that house by being taken by those two guys, yeah?
Yeah.
So those two guys, like one says he's been on the run before. Now, it surprises me that he's put his face on camera and it's okay. But also, if he's been on the run before, Shaq should be using them to find new associates. He's got people.
Something tells me that production had a little chat with him and went, don't use anyone who's been to prison. Not at least knowingly. So in Durham, Emma and Jenny have arranged to meet a new associate who they made yesterday called Courtney, who will hopefully take them to Scotch Corner to meet the in-laws. And she's even bought them a Mackey's and a coffee.
Now, is that what you call McDonald's?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I am atypical because I do use the Australian one, obviously, or the French one, which is McDo.
McDo. And
Yeah.
America is Mickey D's. So you're
Yeah.
Mackey's, but you
Yeah.
use Macca's.
No, I would say Macca's because that's the Australian
Yeah.
one, and I'm just used to it.
Yeah. And
I've
we would say
never heard.
Mackey's or Mackie D's.
Yeah.
Mackie D's. Oh, no, that's another one. Oh my God, just say Macca's. Macca's is easy.
So Ray gets a drone to fly over Callum's house to monitor the comings and goings as the grandparents swap over, and it's a new build estate, so obviously the site plan is online. And I say obviously the site plan is online because I've obviously found it.
Oh God.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'm a very nosy person when it comes to, like, for example, house prices, that sort of thing. Yeah, I managed to find the estate with a little bit of open source investigation, shall we say. So the grandparents swap over, and Craig and Welsh Paul are in plain clothes waiting to surveil them. And then we go back to Shaq in Luton, who wants to get as far away as possible from Luton, which is understandable. And his main thing is that he doesn't stay comfortable, so the hunters can never catch up with him. And Simba calls a friend in Wolverhampton called David and orders a taxi to take him there.
Taxi's not too bad.
Yeah, but also taxis have a very spotty history on this show. The taxi drivers tend to grasp very quickly.
Yeah.
And also it's not exactly a small journey, so it's going to be a memorable one.
That is true.
I think if you're going to do a taxi like that, you do a smaller journey as is physically possible with it.
Yeah, and then switch to something else.
Yeah, because a £150 taxi ride or whatever that would have been is going to stand out to anyone involved.
Yeah.
So Jordan and new hunter Aaron head to the property, and Shaq has disappeared already. Simba, however, has cameras, and Jordan takes a look at the phone and spots him on the camera footage earlier that day. Not good.
What are you two thinking?
Well, firstly, don't have a Ring doorbell if you're going to be on this show, or switch off the feature of it saving stuff. Right, you can just have it as a doorbell that shows you who's at the door. You don't have to save everything. So
Yeah,
switch
because
that off.
That would also save you money because it costs like £4 a month.
Yeah, I think it's even more, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're going to have cameras like that, I know that he probably would have been told you've got to keep your cameras on and all that, but it's not good. You probably warn Shaq before and then go, make sure you're not pictured on the cameras. Make sure your onward travel isn't pictured on the cameras, which doesn't seem to be. It's not great. For all the praise that Shaq gets for, staying ahead of them and all that sort of stuff, it's not great.
No, but I don't know. I'm still getting good vibes for him. I like the fact that HQ are calling him a slippery snake. All of this stuff just tells me he's going to do better than we think he is.
Yeah, I just think it's weird that we've now had him say 2 different reasons for going on the run. Because usually when you get I'm going on the run for this, that's the only thing, and that's the primary motivation that HQ use. But we've now seen him say last time, oh yeah, I need the money for my family. And this time him say, I just wanted to do it because it'd be fun. Like, that's 2 completely different motivations. Because if he's doing it for the money, then yeah, he's going to be a really formidable foe and they're going to have to take him seriously. Whereas if he's just doing it for fun, then he probably won't give a shit if he gets caught.
Yeah, and doing it for the money isn't deep enough if he's going to get there, is it? We want to know why he's doing it for the money.
Yeah, but it's for his family, and then we find out the reason is that he's got 17p in his Monzo bank or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But that just kind of clashes with the motivation we've seen in this episode of, yeah, I just wanted to do it because it'd be fun, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not, in so many ways, we're not being told the truth this series. But I just don't know what the truth actually is.
Well, it makes it all more the fun, doesn't it? It's great.
Yeah, not for when we're analysing it, though.
No, but for viewing purposes, it's more fun because we haven't got a clue.
Yeah, this is meant to be a deeply serious podcast. So in Oxford, Dionne and Saffron have spent the night camping. It was a terrible night's sleep, and they say they're not mother and daughter anymore. They're friends now. There is no leader, apart from, the fact that Saffron's blatantly the leader, and she then gets caught on a branch. A lot of Dionne's strength will come from Saffron. Her brother got murdered in 2016 defending her middle daughter, and that is why Saffron is a solicitor now, and she's moving to the Caribbean at the end of the year, so this is the final chance for them to do something together.
Yeah. Nice, sympathetic. My guess, these will get a very gentle capture, probably a couple of minutes after they said, oh, isn't this great? I feel like we've really bonded. You can go to the Caribbean and all will be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they're going to win. I think they're going to have enjoyed the experience together.
Absolutely. And when they get captured, that's what we're going to get is, oh, it's been a lovely time, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and I think that will come probably at the start of the next episode.
I strongly suspect so, yeah.
I can't really see them escaping the bus when the hunters are literally alongside it.
It would be a remarkable escape.
Yeah.
Although it does look like they might go all the way to the airport, and it's possible that the coach can go into the airport through entrances that the hunters can't, because they have like bus lanes and they have like barriers that the buses will have. So if the Stansted coach station is in the airport, it is possible that they could go missing somewhere in the airport grounds. How they'll get out of that again, I don't know. But it's possible it won't be as simple as the bus pulls up and they stood outside and get them as they're walking off the bus.
It all
I'd love
depends how many
that.
hunter teams there are. Because if there is a hunter team waiting at Stansted, they're screwed.
Yeah. If they can get ahead of the bus, if it's just the guys following the bus, there's no guarantee they're going to catch them because they could go anywhere in that airport.
Yeah, and also there are still intermediate stops, so the hunters can just wait at the next stop and board the bus.
Yeah, that's true.
HQ say that they're very close, and Saffron has 2 other sisters, and they will be using their network in Essex. Have they deliberately picked people this series with narrow networks?
It feels like it.
Because Andrew and Robin, we're told, have just a network in Dorset. Shaq and Warren, obviously, just in North London. And now Dionne and Saffron just in Essex. And Emma and Jenni technically in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
But that's okay if they've got at least some sort of network, but then you go off with strangers.
It is. And I mean, Emma and Jenni were very successful with strangers, but if you're not willing to go with strangers necessarily, then you get screwed.
Well, don't go on the run if you're not willing to go with strangers. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had 7 seasons of podcasts to listen to by now. They should know. Just use strangers all the time.
8, including America.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Don't forget that one. So back in Yorkshire, Emma's in-laws are still being tailed. Doug has analysed Emma's phone and she hasn't deleted her metadata, and he identifies Scotch Corner as being right near Emma and Callum's wedding venue.
Good call.
Jenni threatens to explode from all crevices as they're so close to Scotch Corner, and she's so nervous.
And it was at this point that I thought, oh dear, because there was that lovely bit when Courtney's like, and what are you going to do to get away? And they were like, oh, we don't know. And I thought, this is terrible.
Here it is.
Here it is. This is the end.
In theory, I don't have much negative to say about the idea. They're unlucky that Doug is so good at his job and identified it, but it's a farm shop in the middle of nowhere. It's the perfect place for a handover. There's 1 CCTV camera.
Yeah.
However, it is a bit too connected to Emma's life.
Exactly.
It's just a bit. They could have guessed that they would already have spoken to Dave and Lorraine. And the minute they say we're heading back to Scotland, that's going to ring some alarm bells, isn't it?
Yeah. And not just Scotland, Perthshire, where there's nothing around.
Oh, I mean, if they'd managed to get up there, I think they'd get another week out of that.
Yeah. So the in-laws pull off at Scotch Corner and the cover hunters pull up behind them. The girls cross over the road and can't see anything in the car park. And they pull off at the farm shop and Ray requests the CCTV. Craig leaves the vehicle and Welsh Paul parks up with sight of the car.
I did love the inserted Amazing Race style car beep at that point.
Of course.
I was like, oh, listen closely, there might be an eagle screech coming up soon.
The other thing I have to point out after we mentioned it last week, there was Volvo wheel spin in the previously segment.
Of course there was Volvo wheel spin.
I don't think we've had it this series so far, but I did laugh when I heard the Volvo wheel spin. HQ gets CCTV of Emma and Jenni in the car park, and the CCTV, cause we're being fucked with, is dated the 25th of May at 1 p.m, the exact same time as Andrew and Robin left Stansted.
Yeah, and I don't know if you caught it, but just before that, there was a timestamp on the big screen.
Yeah.
And that said 10th of June at 11 minutes past 1.
Yes, it did.
So, where are we?
The even better thing is they don't mess with Craig and Paul's car times, so you can see that they were at that car park for over 2 hours.
Whoa.
Craig's car had him at the farm shop at 1:20 p.m, and Welsh Paul's was 4:03 by the time that he was on Moor Lane.
4:03?
4:03 p.m.
Oh, that's crazy.
was when they got out of that car and started chasing the girls down the lane.
Because the girl, so this is all over the place, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a camera saying the girls were arriving around 1:00,
Yep.
which makes sense. I mean, we don't know what day because it's either the 10th of June or the 25th of May, but it's around about 1:00. That makes sense because they said they're going to hang around till 2.
Yeah.
There was no indication that they hung around an awful lot longer than that, or at least there's no footage. So why are they still there at 4:00?
Exactly. And yeah, it was the 10th of June because when they get captured, you can see that Ray's got the footage from Welsh Paul's camera, his body cam, on the screen behind him, and the timestamp on that says 10th of June. So I'm pretty confident at this point. It was blurred, but I'm me. I skimmed through all the frames until I found one that was unblurry. I'm pretty confident they were caught on the 10th of June.
You know what? And they could have, they went to the car park, they went back to get their bags. They could have just hung around, had something to eat, and then decided, right, we'll just start going off now and put their bags on. They could have sat in the field for a while.
It's kind of nuts for the hunters to stick around for 3 hours then, if you think about it, because the
Yeah.
girls could have easily hitchhiked by then.
Yeah.
Like, they could have been in Pertu by that point, being brutally honest about it. They could have arranged to meet Dave and Lorraine somewhere else down the road with no cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm still none the wiser as to when this hunt actually happened.
No, neither am I.
Did it happen? Oh.
And the specific thing that I messaged you last night about, and that really, really annoyed me, is all the overhead monitor shots are on a Windows PC, and they blur the date and time.
Yeah.
That is not on.
Well, it is, because we know that sometimes they go back and do something in HQ that needs to be done retrospectively. So I get that, but it's just doing my head in.
Yeah, like, play fair. I know this is, as I said last time, a completely contrived television program, but play fair with those of us who analyze every single frame to try and work stuff out.
No, don't play fair. You know why? Because it drives Michael crazy and it's really fun.
Sod the casual viewers who don't notice these things. As soon as you start blurring the date and time, I go, that's awful. Why are you being mean to me?
Yeah.
Because it feels very targeted.
It does, but the problem is then it puts me in a rabbit hole because I'm like, I want to know this. So I'm starting to look for other verified sources. And then that just makes it even more confusing because I've found Stansted Airport's filming office have put out, we've just finished facilitating the filming of the opening scenes of the new series of Channel 4's Hunted. That's dated the 19th of June.
Unless, I mean, far be it for me to suggest that this show isn't authentic. But maybe, just maybe, they refilmed the opening.
Why?
Maybe the dispersal was from somewhere around Stansted, and they took all the fugitives to Stansted and made them run through the hall later on. And that's why the default date of the 25th of May keeps appearing everywhere.
Interesting.
Maybe the 25th of May is actually their default date for when they refilmed things.
Could be. It's a Sunday.
Because if you were going to film at Stansted, something like that, you'd probably want the least amount of people to be there, and I would hazard a guess that that's going to be a Sunday.
But the 19th of June is a Thursday. So, oh God, it's so confusing. 10th of June is a Tuesday.
So I think we can be pretty sure that they were caught on the 10th of June. We know that the hunt started at least before the 6th of June, thanks to Shaq being at the car show.
Oh yeah, that was that weekend, wasn't it?
So I think it's probably the 5th of June that was the start date. Then Warren gets caught the 5th of June. 6th of June, 5th and 6th, Shaq stays overnight in Canterbury. 7th, he has the car show. And 10th, Emma and Jenni get caught. That would be my guess on the timeline so far.
Yeah, and you're right. Yeah, they could have filmed the leaving the airport on the 19th, but then that's mid hunt.
Yeah.
So they probably couldn't. Unless they caught everybody by then. No, they're just trolling us. The whole season is just a sham.
Or maybe they just got Stansted to put out that message a few weeks into the hunt or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it says we've just finished facilitating the filming of the opening scene, so it could be that they've done it over multiple days, and there might have been something that didn't involve the fugitives.
Yeah, maybe.
On the 19th. I don't know, but it's fascinating and infuriating that we
Yes.
just cannot figure this out.
So wrong. It's just so wrong, and it hurts my brain, and you just got to stop thinking about it. But I know you guys won't stop thinking about it.
I do love how, if you put money on which of the three of us would get most irritated by this, Michelle would probably be certainly up there. I think you'd be the least likely, and yet me and you were like, no, this is wrong.
I just want to know. I don't know why I want to know, because it doesn't really matter. It's a TV show. It doesn't matter in the slightest. But it's just interesting because why? Why do they need to be doing this?
I mean, from my perspective, it matters because if we know there's a big gap between captures, that sort of explains a lot of HQ's frustration, for example. We can get a lot more out of their psyche if, say, they've gone 10 days without a capture, for example.
Yeah.
Whereas if they're catching 3 teams in 2 days or whatever, or 3 teams in 5 days, as we're guessing it kind of is, then that sort of explains their confidence in HQ.
Can I highlight the guy that caught one of the girls? The guy in the purple shirt. He runs like the Terminator.
That, I believe,
see
is
him?
Craig.
Oh my god. It was amazing.
He's doing very well with captures. I think he's been involved in all 3 so far. Because he was also the
Really?
undercover one at the holiday park. I think we've just found his nickname as well.
The Terminator.
Terminator Craig.
So Terminator Craig and Welsh Paul are sent down Moor Lane, where HQ suspect the girls may be. Paul spots them and drives towards them on the wrong side of the road.
I know, he like pulls the car over like he's just going to take them out.
On an A road, which I'm going to guess is probably a 50 or 60 mile an hour road.
But the girls dropped their bags in the middle of the road as well.
I think it's fair to say at that point you're not thinking clearly.
No.
So they drop their bags and run off, but Paul and Craig both chase them. Welsh Paul gets Emma and Craig gets Jenny, taking both of them out of the game. And Terminator Craig shows a little bit of the humanity still in there, as he does say that Emma did well. And it is all very, very polite in their chat with Ray, until Ray is a bit of a dick.
See, the reason is...
I thought we had turned a corner on Ray, or on the Chief generally, being an arsehole to the fugitives, but evidently not.
It was a gentle one, though, wasn't it?
It was. But still, I think the rest of the conversation was very polite and very nice.
And it's like, oh, by the way,
Yes,
the reason you got caught, you're just not very good at this.
And they have an unbreakable bond and couldn't be prouder of what they did. I don't think they really did much wrong, and I'm not saying that because obviously we have a connection to Emma, but I think certainly of the 3 we've seen so far, they didn't really make that much of a mistake.
No, there was, yeah, they just got caught by good hunter work, right? And that's fine. I think you can walk away from that going, fair enough, you're good at what you do. There was no kind of, oh, what are you doing moment.
Unlike Shaq last episode where he said, oh, I don't think we did much wrong. I don't think Emma and Jenny really did much wrong, to be honest.
No.
So back in Oxford, Dionne and Saffron head towards the coach station looking to go towards their network, and they plan to mislead the hunters by tapping in on a bus and then change to a National Express one. HQ get the ping, and Ray knows that it's covered by CCTV in Oxford bus station. They think that they have outwitted the hunters. However, they get CCTV showing that she's carrying a National Express sheet when she taps in. And they link it to the 737 bus, which has live tracking cause National Express, and the end point of Stansted. And Team Alpha are sent to intercept them at 1:48 p.m. The episode ends as they choose to get off at Harlow, and Alpha have the bus and them in sight. They spot the Volvo behind them, and Ray asks for confirmation as to whether on the bus. They pull alongside and confirm the fugitives are there.
A bone.
Yeah.
Next time, the farmers go fishing for hunters. Sean and Marie actually exist and run. Dionne and Saffron go to Stansted, and We're led to believe, at least, although I'm not sure I trust it at this point, that the dead drop comes into play.
Yeah, well, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it looked like it last week.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But nobody's near Birmingham at the minute, so yeah, I don't know.
I think we saw more of the dead drop prep for the episode 3 preview than the episode 4 one.
Hmm.
And also, after our discussion about the fact they're hiding and changing dates and stuff, I don't believe a thing they say at this point. I don't trust them. It could be episode 7 at this point.
Who knows? Who knows?
I will say I know from the episode descriptions that I think it is episode 4 that it comes into play, but I'm just needling the HQ people who listen to us at this point.
Good episode, though. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think episode 2 was more fun.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
This was another fun episode.
Yeah, and they totally pulled the rug. I did not see the girls getting caught. I genuinely thought they were going to win.
Yeah, I thought they were going to last till episode 4 because I'm pretty sure they didn't post the you lost message on the Unseed HQ Facebook page until sort of Tuesday, Wednesday when I saw it.
You know what I want to know? Because the people who have got caught, it's because they have gone to a close associate, like ridiculous close family member. So the other ones aren't getting caught because they've gone to ground, but obviously they're going to have to make a contact. And they've obviously chosen to make it later in the race. So obviously, I'm saying a lot of obviously, they don't have to do it in a certain time frame. They can just meet a close contact at some point, but the others have chosen not to. Is you just surmise that as well?
Yeah. I think the only time limited rule that we are aware of is they have to move a certain amount every 48 hours.
Yeah.
And the consequence for any breaking of these rules is the hunters find out their exact location. They have to, I believe, troll the hunters at least once or twice. They have to make contact with family members at least once or twice. I believe it used to be at least 50 miles away from home as well, which is probably why Emma and Jenni went for the in-law connection, because that would have been at least 50 miles away from home. They have to get cash out at least twice, I think.
How much cash do they have this time? Do you know?
They haven't said, but we know it's at least enough to buy 10 bottles of wine from Majestic, which is at least 50 quid. And I believe in the last week of the hunt, they have to move every 24 hours.
Right.
But the rules change every single series.
Yeah,
so
yeah, they do.
At this point, we're doing this based off of potentially old and inaccurate information, unfortunately.
Yo.
Any predictions for next episode?
I think, like you, Saffron and Dionne probably get caught in the first segment.
I feel mean having predicted Saffron and Dionne go every single episode so far, but I think the writing's got to be on the wall for them at this point. If they manage to escape it, that's genuinely very impressive.
Yeah.
Do we think we're going to see who gets the dead drop next episode? And if so, who?
I think it's set up enough. Really?
I think it may be. I think it could be during the episode. I think it should happen in the next episode. I like to think Shaq gets it, you know?
Yeah.
Which would actually be quite a good story for him, in that we know he's having fun, right? That's why he's on the show. We know he could do with some money.
Yeah. Well, it's what I said last episode, isn't it?
Yeah, so if he gets the money and then gets caught, he's better. Kind of fulfilled his storyline, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
So yeah, that would be my guess.
I think there's a very reasonable chance they set up the dead drop in the next episode and don't show us who gets it.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because it's the sort of thing, the cliffhanger, where there's like 3 teams all converging on the Library of Birmingham, and HQ gets CCTV of them there, and it's like, oh, what's happening at the Library of Birmingham?
Yeah.
And then we don't find out who actually gets it. Because I believe it's hidden in a book.
Oh.
That's what I've been told. There is a book that contains 2 bundles of £50 notes, each worth £5,000.
Nice.
And as I said last week, £50 notes definitely not going to stand out at a shop, given that they are the absolute worst for everyone in retail.
Oh god, everyone hates them.
Yeah, because you have to do, well, even when I was in retail, which now is 9 years ago, as of yesterday actually, I've just realised. Yesterday was the anniversary of me leaving my retail job. Yeah, even then we had to do like 3 or 4 checks on every £50 note because they were so fraudulent all the time.
Yeah. And if you're a small shop, that was pretty much wipes out all your change.
Yeah. Yesterday was also the 8-year anniversary of me filming my episode of The Chase.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, really?
Yeah. So that is a quarter of my life ago at this point.
You guys need to do more of that stuff.
Oh, not for want of trying, Michelle. I'm sure you're aware I came very close to doing Jeopardy last year and was devastated when they said no to me.
What about Tipping Point? Go and do Tipping Point. You'd win that easily.
Yeah,
It's too random.
it is too random, and also I did apply for one of the early series and got a call back, and then they never got back to me, so I'm a bit annoyed at them.
Yeah, I think I applied, but never even got a call.
Yeah, I got one call as I was driving home from work, and then nothing. That must have been sort of 2017 time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, anything else to say?
No, that's it.
No, I'm going to do some more open source intelligence now.
Yeah, I think we should. I think by the next episode, we need to try and work out a timeline of this freaking show.
Yeah, it's annoying me.
So, thank you for listening to our Hunted Recap. We'll be back this time next week to recap episode number 4. Don't forget you can contact us on pretty much every social media platform that isn't TikTok, where we are RTV Warriors, or you can email us at contact@rtvwarriors.com. Anthony's on the artist formerly known as Twitter at Bullsboy, Michelle's Bear3333333, and I'm MJ Harmstone. We'll see you next week for episode 4, but for this week, your time on the run is over.
Bye.
Bye.